gentlemen, welcome back to Blues Talk. As you can tell, it's a bit of a different time to produce a video. It's not the day before or just before a match, and it's not just after a match. I did that video yesterday, and I'm talking with a more sincere tone, so you're like, what's going on? What's this video about? It is a different type of video. It's not one that I would have ever expected to sort of be talking about, but here I am. So whereas I'm normally upbeat and that, I'm not going to be, because this video is talking about the Russia-Ukraine crisis and what it means to football as one, but also to Chelsea, seeing as obviously Roman Abramovich is Russian. So I thought it would actually be quite helpful to make this video. I fully stand with Ukraine. Obviously, what Russia is doing is absolutely dreadful. I can't believe we live in a world where one man, thinking he is invincible, wants to take other people's freedom. It baffles my mind. It's exactly what Hitler did in Germany, create a dictatorship and democracy. And I don't want to go too much into the actual political background. That's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to talk about football still. But I might be, just putting a maybe putting a Ukraine flag on my videos to show my support, because it's a terrible time. I've seen shocking videos. It really is terrible, and I could not imagine what it's like being over there. The thing is, people we've got to step in, because things will be getting tough for us. Prices going up and that. But we have to make sure that Russia stay by, because we do not want them coming to us and knocking on our door, as well as other countries' doors around Europe, say like Poland and Belgium, surrounding countries. I'm going to start off with the UEFA Champions League. Today they had an emergency meeting about the situation, and they are going to announce tomorrow some findings from their meeting. But what was announced today is that the UEFA Champions League final 2022 will not be played in St. Petersburg anymore. It came under threat since the whole invasion actually started, and it was actually quite quick. It was reported that they'd have a meeting, and not long after that was it reported that this final will be moved. Where this final will be played is yet unknown. That will also be announced tomorrow, the Friday, the 25th of February. Gazprom also sponsor UEFA in the Champions League. Now this is a problem. Gazprom are a Russian gas company, and this is a big issue because the world is imposing sanctions on Russia, which is more to do with economic at the minute, trying to shut down the economy as much as we can to try and stop them as much as we can. And Schalke have actually come out today and said that they are removing Gazprom from on their shirt and will replace it with Schalke 05 for their team name instead. So big respect to them for taking away their sponsor, because we need to take as little steps as we can, and if that doesn't work, gradually ramp up, because we can't allow this to happen. It's disgusting, it really is. There's not much more that I think I can say on football as a whole, other than the three teams in the World Cup playoffs: Poland, Ukraine, and Poland, Sweden, and Czech Republic, I believe, have told UEFA, told FIFA that they will not be participating in the World Cup playoffs if they were still to be held in Russia, because they are currently going to be held in Russia, as Russia are the highest ranked team of that bracket. That will not happen if teams are forced to play there, because it's happening all over the place. We look to other sports now as well. Formula One, F1 are currently monitoring the situation, and Sebastian Vettel, one of their experienced drivers, has said if the race goes ahead in Russia, he will not be racing. It's the same in football. If these games are not moved, teams will not be participating, because if they do, they will lose a lot of their fan base's support in that decision, as well as their players, because it's not right. It's not right to be giving a big country such like a country that's doing what it is, such like big headlines, basically, if that makes sense. So we're shutting Russia out. If Russia, Russia should be, in my opinion, should be kicked out of the World Cup, not even allowed to play in the playoffs, which would allow Poland to have a bye and go into the final of the playoffs, which I think is fully deserved, because it's not right. And why give Russia this big stage after what they're doing? It's just not right. I can't say much about it. I do history, so it's interesting to see how it compares to previous things, but this is totally different. We've never experienced this in our lifetime. Only numerous elderly personnel have. But on to what this means for Chelsea FC. So the UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, Big Bojo, has today announced more sanctions on Russia, including individuals to be losing out on income and have assets taken away. Less money will be put into Russia, and this is because we are stopping the currency of Russia being used, and they will not be using our pound. This means that trading with Russia will not happen within the UK, and we will not be trading with Russia outside. Several countries have done this, but we're focusing solely on the UK, seeing as we are part of the United Kingdom. This also leads to assets, UK assets being taken away from Russian billionaires, millionaires, you name it. Now you may be thinking to yourself, Roman Abramovich is a Russian billionaire. He owns Chelsea FC, a UK asset. What's going to be happening there? That is the big thing. He could potentially have Chelsea FC stripped away from him, which would leave us without an owner. And Boris Johnson actually said, someone mentioned in Parliament, what about Chelsea FC and Roman, and Boris Johnson said that he had already had sanctions imposed against him. However, someone later came out and said that this was just a misspeaking, and he actually does not have sanctions. Now, obviously, Roman doesn't come into the UK because he doesn't have the credentials to at the minute, or the identification. So he's rarely in the UK, well, not in the UK. So he does all his links with Chelsea outside of the country, which could also be seen as a potential threat. And this money could then be going into Russia through numerous ways, through taxes and benefits and you name it, which could then obviously be put into helping the Russian army progress through Ukraine. Obviously, Roman made his money through the oil trade as well. Oil trade prices are going up, and we're shutting ourselves off from oil, which means that Roman's financial status could actually slightly decline with the reduction of oil going around the world. So it's currently not likely that Abramovich will be kicked out of Chelsea. This will be obviously updated as we go through. But he could be forced to sell up. This isn't necessarily a terrible thing. Obviously, Roman's good. He's a good owner. He's helped us to so many trophies recently, more trophies than any other English team in his reign. But we wouldn't go into any proper financial hiatus. I can't say the word hiatus, because you offer someone to buy Chelsea FC, or say, oh, Chelsea FC is up for sale, you're going to have a lot of bidders. So we should be okay in that regard. But it's not an easy one. It's really not. And it could be as well that UEFA actually, because obviously we're under UEFA come out and say, well, we're not going to allow you to be run by a Russian billionaire with the ongoing situation. So it could be down to the UK government, or it could be down to UEFA, even FIFA. It could be down to anyone. But right now, it looks to be Roman is solid in the Chelsea hierarchy, and at this moment of Roman is known to have a good relationship with Putin. So as things stand, nothing has changed. But I just thought I'd give you an update and an insight, explaining what's going on. There's not much more I can say. It's just horrible. Horrible man Putin is. And I hope we can shut this down as soon as possible, because it's ridiculous. But at the minute, Abramovich is safe at Chelsea, but with later coming sanctions potential and rising tensions, it could be seen that Abramovich is forced out of Chelsea FC. We'll have to keep waiting. If anything big happens, I will make another video and explain it. But I just thought I'd give you the basic insight into the football surrounding this moment of time. With all that being said, that's all I can say. I can't say much more. I could go on and talk about it for hours, either around the football or political, but I can't, because it'll get boring and it's, yeah. But I mean, if you guys see me around the place and you want to talk about it, it's just no. But it's something that everyone wants to talk about at the minute. Get it off their chest, and because people can't quite understand the full status of it, because it's such a tough one. It really is. But it's ridiculous, unfortunately, and it's the world we live in. But with all that being said, guys, keep the blue flag flying high. God bless Ukraine. Hope we can shut this down together, and I hope everyone is okay in Ukraine. So our prayers are with you, Ukraine. Come on, you Blues.
Chelsea, Chelsea, no one can stop us now. Chelsea, boys in blue. Chelsea, Chelsea, we love you. Chelsea, our love is true. No one can stop us now. Chelsea, we're the team. Chelsea, Chelsea.